Oh! Whoa!
See?
Whoa!
I told you it would work! It's gonna be fun!
Home is where the heart is, and in today's video, we will show you some incredible homes that were constructed by pouring hearts into them. They may look strange or upside down or like a sewer or like a shoe, but you won't be impressed until you see them from inside. Shoe House. In childhood, you might have read a poem titled "The Little Woman Who Lived in a Shoe." Well, you can say that probably the little woman is still living in the shoe. Only the shoe is a full-blown house in Nelson, New Zealand. I think that this house was inspired by the shoe poem, and they actually designed it for two people. For a couple, I suppose. The bizarre house has vintage-style furniture, which makes everything similar to that poem's story. This romantic bed and breakfast cottage is the only accommodation in the 2.4 hectare Jester House estate. Inside, there is a fireplace, kitchenette, and bathroom, with a shower built for two. I think somebody was very inspired. Owing to the popularity of the house, they made it into a hotel for couples. Wow, that's amazing! Would you like to live here? Tell us by commenting below. Upside Down. Look at this remarkable place. No, they're not defying gravity by any means. It's just the house which is made this way. You might have seen houses that are upside down and wondered how people would be able to sleep, pee, or even wash clothes. In this clip, we have the house of a YouTuber named Rebecca Zamolo, who was called for an upside down house 10 minutes photography challenge. But guess what? Rebecca's home was actually turned into a sticky ceiling, which made them able to crawl on the roof. I mean, floor. Whatever. Anyways, this house is truly unique. They clicked some pretty cool pictures. It must give them the Spider-Man experience. This is hands down one of the coolest things I have ever witnessed. Lunar Lander House. Need space? Well then, you can live in this tent Lunar Lander House. People plan to design a house, but sometimes it turns into something different. This is what happened with Kurt Hughes in Beverly, Washington, who planned to build a boathouse, but it turned out to be a lunar lander house. The 250 square feet hexagonal pod weighs approximately 3,000 pounds and sits on the banks of the Columbia River. So it does have a lot of open space. It has a Captain Nemo window with technical furniture according to the house. It has all the technical facilities and also a stargazing top. The home has an open floor plan and 2 floors with a living area and a bedroom zone. Now, you won't have a crazy outside view of the cosmic world, but still, the view of the night sky and the window panel that allows plenty of natural light is surely remarkable in its own rights. Now, that is something damn impressive. I bet it would be a dream house for any astrophysicist or a stargazer. Spaceship House. While it might sound a little far-fetched and kinda out of a sci-fi movie, but you can spend a night in a spaceship. It's just gonna cost you some dollars. People get inspiration from different things, but this guy got inspiration from his son. I am just wondering how he managed to get his dad on board to live in a flying saucer. Ronald Jackson made this in Joshua Tree, California. The Area 55 metallic orb rests in the California desert, which gives it a very sinister vibe. The spaceship is accessed through a drop-down staircase that opens at the touch of a button. It gives a 360-degree view of the land around it. You will feel like you are on Mars. You can rent the place for $230 a night with the feeling of being abducted and taken aboard an alien aircraft. Well, this house is really good for spending holidays. And yes, he also gives it for holidays. 1 square meter house. Are you a frequent traveler but get homesick after staying in the hotels? Worry not, because nowadays people are getting portable houses that they can carry with them anywhere they like. You might have seen tiny, narrow houses, but this one takes the cake. This 1 square meter house is the world's smallest house. It is made by Van Bo Lee Menzel, who is an architect by profession. The house weighs only 40 kilos and has wheels, so it can be moved around easily. This can be used on both horizontal and vertical angles. You can even decide what kind of neighbors you would like. The architect spent the majority of his life as a refugee, which made him make his own personal space. Well, I think this is a perfect place for an introvert or for quarantine. Isn't it cool? The claustrophobics would disagree, I think. Well, monetarily, I think this is the only house I could afford right now. Goose Creek Tower. I want to live high up in the sky. That's what we all used to say in childhood, but this man took it literally. PHILLIP Weidner in Alaska built a house that is probably similar to a Nokia game of building a city blocks. This whimsical house looks straight out of a children's storybook. This house is 185 feet in height. And yes, they could build more, but 200 feet is the federal airspace limit. There are approximately 17 to 18 floors. Weidner originally only planned on building a 2-story log cabin. Then he let his engineering degree take over his mind. He decided to add another floor, then another, and another, and it just kept going up. But doesn't this look super cool? Weidner aims to sit up on the top and watch the northern lights. Do you guys wish to stand on top of this tower house? Drop your views in the comment section. Missile Silo House. Remember Gru from Despicable Me? He had a bizarre house through which he could shoot rockets out. Well, this guy has a house just like that. Missiles are used in wars usually, but not always, as this one has been turned into a lovable home. This was a 40-feet underground nuclear missile silo in New York, but not anymore. Alexander Michael bought this missile, which has 2 buildings. One is the launch control area, and the other one is the silo. He actually preserved it and made it habitable. Michael turned the lower level of the control room into sleeping quarters. He designed the big platform beds with industrial wheels and grab rails. He lives there for about 8 weeks each year. Well, it will be a hell of a safe place if any future nuclear attack takes place. SKYSPHERE House. Turn your dreams into reality is the quote, followed by Jonah Williams, who made a SKYSPHERE treehouse. Well, the retreat is so amazing. Do you know that it could resist an earthquake of magnitude 8.5? Whoa! It also has a fingerprint system that can feed up to 250 names. The inside look is just like a dream with a cozy environment. Ah, look at the view. Look at the bed. I mean, the whole place is like my dream house. This technical guy actually made it a 2020's most technical house with the facility of running it with a mobile application. It doesn't include a bathroom or a kitchen, making it a temporary living space, not a full-time living facility. The man has a built-in beer dispenser, but not a bathroom. I mean, look at his priorities. This is a stunning place to live a modern life far away from the urban vicinity. Camera-shaped house. People can be obsessed with professions, but Ravi Hongel from India took this obsession out into his home. Well, this house depicts that a photographer lives here. Ravi's house's main style is similar to a Canon camera. And not only this, but it also sort of flashes at night, as if the house is clicking your pictures. This guy is so inspired by his profession that he named his sons on camera company names: Nikon, Epson, and Canon. Now that's a camera freak. This freaky house took 2 years to build and cost roughly around 7.5 million Indian rupees. Not only the exterior, but the interior of the house too is adorned with T-film reels that were used by old cameras. Well, this is really cool. The guy has turned his dreams into reality. What about y'all? Storybook Cottage House. Reading storybooks, you might once have asked your parents that you want a cottage like this, but most of the time they say, "We will see." But this one actually made it. In Victoria, British Columbia, there is a house that looks straight out of a storybook. Bruce Winkler made this amazing cottage, referred to as Hansel and Gretel Cottage, and made his life a live-action fairy tale. It was actually inspired by a whimsical treehouse. The roof is made up of cedar shakes, which were handmade and shaped to be able to fit the curves of the roof. Just imagine how much effort it would have taken to construct the roof alone. The main attraction in the living room is a beautiful stone fireplace that keeps the entire home warm and cozy during the cold months. You can find everything vintage and comfortable in this house. Cob House. If you are a vintage style lover, then you will love this Cobb cottage. I know you will laugh because it's not modern, but believe you me, it's hella stylish. This house is situated on the main island of British Columbia. This is a mixture of sand, clay, and straw. All the walls are sculpted by hand. It was built in 1999, and it is considered to be on the wish list of many people. The house is 600 square foot. It has over 2 floors, and the original construction cost was about $56,000. Pretty convenient if you think about it. The walls are load-bearing and made completely out of cob. That is the reason behind it being nature-friendly. Do you like it? Well, you can even rent it out. The place is so popular, most of the next summer gets booked in advance. Sewer House. The name says it all. Imagine living in a sewer, which is abandoned. Sounds disgusting, right? Here, look at this couple who have lived in a sewer for about 22 years just because they were unable to buy a house. This is so heartbreaking. The story goes that Maria and Miguel were both drug addicts when they met in Medellin, Colombia. They were homeless and were living on the streets. After they found solace in each other's company, they decided to quit drugs. But with no friends or family to give them shelter or any monetary help, they made this sewer their home. This is the place that gave a new direction to their lives. They've turned the place into a cozy home with all the necessary equipment. Look, they even have a TV. The couple also have a dog called Blackie, who guards the place in their absence. I just have one question. How the hell did he manage to put a bed down there? Soccer ball home. Soccer players have a soccer house? Yes. Do you know that the world's most famous soccer player, Lionel Messi, got a house which looks like a soccer ball and a field? He actually got a designer architect to make his profession his home. Probably he finds comfort in his profession that he gave it space in his own mansion. It is situated 22 miles outside Barcelona. From above, the glass roof is divided into sections that resemble the split quadrants of a soccer ball. The luxurious house features a home theater, gym, private spa, swimming pool, and even a mini soccer pitch. Messi enjoys relaxing on the terrace of his mansion with friends and family. According to the makers, the house is eco-friendly. Now that's quite similar to the camera freak guy. Invisible house. Give 3 wishes to people, and the one thing they would definitely wish for is to turn invisible. A genie made this dream come true in Joshua Tree National Park, where an American film producer, Chris Hanley, lives in his mirrored glass house. You can see and unsee the house. I mean, the house can disappear. This producer also rents out this house at a high cost, which I am sure none of us can afford. This mirrored 22-story horizontal skyscraper virtually disappears into the vast desert landscape. The luxurious house even has a 100-foot indoor swimming pool. The place has 4 bedrooms and bathrooms, which are separated by white partitions rather than doors with views of the desert. Even the bed is made out of a glass frame. It is said that Chris wanted to see his own reflection running around the house. Well, now I understand why people call him a psycho. World War II train house. Things used in a war contain disturbing memories, especially when it comes to World War II. This house is actually a train that was abandoned after World War II. It is located in Marville, Tennessee. The place is named Platform 1346. Its owner actually preserved the historic design and added some modern-style furniture and accessories to give it a classy look. If privacy is your main concern during vacations, then look no further, as Platform 1346 is completely hidden from all streets and the surrounding neighbors. Up to 4 people can comfortably sleep on 2 queen-sized beds. 1 bathroom is also aboard the train. The place sits on 6 acres of property for you to explore, which includes a tranquil fish pond and fire pit for you to enjoy during your stay. Well, it is also available for rent, so just go and enjoy the historical life in the modern version. Dumpster house. Home is where the dumpster is. Trash lives in a dumpster, but in this clip, we have a man who actually turned a dumpster into his house. Well, that sounds disgusting. Ew. The place has a working kitchen and toilet, storage and sleeping areas. Best of all is that you can hide this sucker in plain sight, and no one would suspect anything. The thing that I found best is that it is hella economical, like the architect made this place only under $5,000. At night, the home can be transformed to protect it from vandals by lowering the roof and windows to return its look to a giant trash can. Come on! How many things have I got to tell you before you guys would be convinced? A little precaution. The next time you are out to dump your trash, just make sure that you are not dumping it in anyone's home. Now it's time for today's open discussion. This house belongs to a guy named Dai Hafi, who lives in Beijing, China. He was a homeless guy and wanted to have his own house, but the rents were too high, so he designed his own house and named it an egg house. The house is 2 meters high, well insulated, has a bedroom and water tank along with a small table. It has grass seeds on the outer wall that sprout grass in spring. There is also a solar panel to help fulfill his electrical needs. $1,500 house. This 13-year-old teenager from Iowa built his own house, and that too for just $1,500. The 89-square-foot home and 10-feet tall house has a kitchen, living room area, and loft. The teen did basically all of the work himself, although he did ask for some assistance once in a while. The entire build took Luke about a year and a half to complete. Luke took everything into his own hands and even raised the money himself to get the necessary materials. If only my allowance would have been that great! Well, he collected the money by doing chores like mowing lawns or trading some stuff, and organized a small fundraiser. He took the work from professionals by doing work for them in return, like an electrician came over to help the teen take care of all the electrics, in exchange for Luke clearing out his garage box. Indeed, a win-win situation. The Mushroom House. You may have seen this house on a TV somewhere. The Mushroom House, or Pod House, is a contemporary residence in the town of Parenton, New York, which has been featured in many television programs due to its whimsical appearance. The house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and 4,168 square feet. The house is actually 5 separate pods on stems ranging from 14 to 20 feet tall. Not many people would expect this, but the house is quite modern from the inside. Each mushroom pod serves as an essential room in the house. One pod serves as the living and dining area, one as the kitchen family room, and 2 as sleeping areas, with over 20 artists leaving their own finishing touches throughout these pods. This house is truly a sight to behold. Many people get startled to see the structure, which appears to be a series of giant, extraterrestrial fungi looming up from the lush forest floor. Toilet-shaped house. There's a house in South Korea designed to look like a toilet. The house has 2 bedrooms, 2 guest houses, and 3 deluxe bathrooms. The entire house is made of steel, white concrete, and glass. Sim Jae Duck destroyed the home where he had lived for 30 years to build the toilet-shaped house. The person was literally nicknamed Mr. Toilet. But why was he so focused on toilets? Well, actually, he was born in a toilet. Also, his life ended in a commode-shaped house too. After he died, the house was donated to the city and turned into a toilet museum. The house itself is the largest toilet sculpture in Korea and has 2 floors of exhibitions about how important toilets are to the health of a society. Well, have you seen such a unique styled house before dropping your comments below? That's all for today's video. Don't forget to mention your favorite part of the video in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.